Hi and welcome back to CoinSuri's channel. People, we just got a significant update around the case. Likewise, everyone is saying, goodness, it's a victory. It's a victory for the SEC. It's a significant victory for the SEC and Wave's dead. It's done. Besides, there's been a lot of FUD around it, which we'll get to here in a second. We'll talk about it immediately because again, it's not exactly critical. In any case, I said everyone laughed in 2021 Wave was sued and XRP was assigned. As were Rounder and 2020. It was a faint day, at the point when we saw the SEC case dropped. It was a colossal second, but for those that were holding XRP for quite a while. It was a monster second since what we found in that event was an enormous shakeout, considering the way that XRP really did an unprecedented 16x off the lows. Notwithstanding, in 2021, things got fairly entrancing. Since we started to see an opening happened at the SEC. Besides, we saw unassuming amounts of degradation stunt some time. In 2022. Yet again everyone was endlessly yelling debasement, wild trash talking the SEC, and they were against it in light of the fact that, we had FTX, we had Wayfarer, we had Celsius, we had this large number of gigantic things happen in and around the market, and it seemed like crypto is out for the count. Anyway, by then, 2023 happened. Likewise, we saw movement smother point 2.0 in full effect and the disaster area on crypto rage on considerably more grounded. It is as of now 2024 and we have the SEC zeroing in on DeFi overall and endeavoring to eliminate fundamental liquidity to the space. I question who is chuckling now. This isn't a Gary Gensler issue. This is a SEC issue. Charge him and Jay Clean and Gary Gensler. Three obvious names at the SEC that were cut are not protecting anyone other than individuals who fill their pockets. Additionally, why am I bringing this up? Yet again since, everyone's exaggerating what the SEC is doing. Right? Likewise, we haven't even down here from JV, it prerequisites to wind up giving people a more prominent measure of an overall perception of the representative they hold. Moreover, this is indeed a through and through view on what's happening around Wave and even XRP. We have win for section. Governor as Wave was mentioned to reveal 2022 and 2023. Financials post complaint arrangements and nuances on XRP institutional arrangements proceeds. Share your contemplations on expand revealing this up till now incomprehensible information. By and by, from my perspective, tune in, when we really see this, I accept that this is just a significant nothing event. I really do. In other words, constantly send, the SEC is endeavoring to attempt to no end. They have lost and they've gotten beaten by such endless names now in the space. In other words, they were taken numerous LS after L back in 2023. Likewise, Expand gave them one of the best ELLs, with XRP being cleared until fundamentally the focal point of 2026. By and by we have these things, and like it gives off an impression of resembling the XRP space and the neighborhood as they're done. They're like, goodness, it's as simple as that down and out. People. This genuinely is nothing. Toward the day's end, around half of the times Expand gives us their quarterly reports. Likewise, they outline essentially the entirety of this regardless. I can't comprehend how this is any novel comparable to those quarterly reports. In any case, past this, right? Why might we say we are so damn stressed over the SEC? Like truly, I mean, this is an organization association that is doing everything aside from protecting monetary benefactors. They're not acting in a military normal guideline. Likewise, when we really see this, right, we just saw this extraordinary announcement by Grow, gigantic shout to XRP drops. Following being modestly peaceful. For the past 3 years in the US for Grow portions were equipped to announce new thing revives, powered by our money transmitter licenses MTLS that cover the greater part of the US states. As of now we certainly had some consciousness of this. Yet again everyone accepted that this was an immense plan. Likewise, it can't avoid being it truly is I will say this, right? This is a big deal, considering the way that they contributed a lot of energy working past the US. In any case, they obtained a lot of these MTLS. Back in 2023. We truly saw a full summary of it. I accept it's almost covering the entire US. Likewise, we truly have down here, this is from the positioning leader, head of thing displaying portions at Expand. We're anxious to wrap up January with new updates from Enlarge. I'll put this in 2 essential classes: building and creating. Building. 90% of our business is outside the US, resulting to being fairly quiet for the past 3 years in the US for Enlarge portions. We're prepared to pronounce new thing revives constrained by our money transmitter licenses that cover the greater part of the US states to start the ball rolling. We're working with a social gathering for individuals in the fintech at our new San Francisco headquarters. Oblige us for a light board about Enlarge blog expands, blockchain and portions perspective for 2024 component to us of thing and coordinated by SMD20. Z, with clearly, their CTO David Schwartz obliging us. By and by, tune in, they have reached out past the US, and they even develop it in the US. Moreover, they've been getting permitted these money transmitter licenses at the quite certain time that everyone is looking at the SEC, and they're saying, goodness, it's just as simple as that. This can't avoid being. This is so horrible. This is terrible data. I can't resist the urge to contemplate what will happen now. Besides, it's crazy to me. Furthermore, it's bizarre that numerous people are making a lot of uproar around this, when it's quite a significant nothing event. Past this right. As of now, we moreover got this, which was a monstrous thing to genuinely kind of focus on. Yet again, since, this is Secretary Yellen. This is Janet Yellen. We've examined it previously, right? However, this is a tremendous statement concerning how they are as of now sending a letter to her addressing FSOC's calls to fill the managerial openings in the spot market for non-security mechanized assets. This is to present and accelerate cryptographic cash, rules around again, high-level assets. They're getting coordinated. They are. It's unpreventable. They're going on. It's coming. Moreover, I by and large have my eye for the most part had my own various considerations concerning Congress. They genuinely kind of make a great deal of commotion without making any sort of move. It's all conversation talk, no action, fundamentally concerning the SEC and Gary Gensler, but as of now we are starting to see some strain being put on the safe around rules, especially with electronic assets. Moreover, we sincerely heard 2 or 3 things around this. As for mechanized assets, if they're securities, if they're not, and it's getting very entrancing, we ought to truly research several things. So Gary Gensler, most importantly, being put on the stage, perhaps. Yet again one more issue disturbed by Gary Gensler. When we genuinely look at Gary Gensler, it's the entire SEC. Could we be veritable with ourselves? It's not just Gary Gensler. If it expecting it was Gary Gensler, accepting it was Jay Clean, those charge him and contemplate what, that is 3 strikes, you're out. It's the SEC. The SEC ought to be investigated. The SEC ought to be completely examined. In addition, they need to genuinely kind of reach an undeniable determination and see where gigantic heap of money coming from, where huge load of cash is going. Since I would apparently guarantee you this. There will be some sort of payday coming in from tenants from colossal lenders. Maybe it's regardless, going into exclusive organizations. We do not know aside from we have reached a conspicuous resolution with East Entryway, for example, and even FTX. It would check out assuming they researched the SEC and found a ton of corruption, past even Gary Gensler. It's not just to get against an issue we have done here that section. Yellen is the exceptionally latest regulator to grant her inclinations to Gary Gensler in the SEC Gov's care work. This occupation connects extensive stretches of regular consideration practices and does whatever it takes to undermine banks' most central capacity holding cash now. Again, here's a short fasten something like 16 seconds long tune in close to it, or do you maintain the SEC rule on power as proposed? We have had a couple of stresses over how it could impact a banks, and that is something I have inspected with the chief. Then again, do you support the so? Yet again there you all have, and, when we really see this, Could anything say anything will come from this? We don't have even the remotest clue, we can't actually comprehend. Regardless, I will say, when we really see what's going on here, I zeroed in on the likelihood that a lot of what we are hearing is essentially noise from these people. Especially tune in, Janet Yellen, most prominent entertainer show out there. The safe is an absolute joke at this point, especially expecting to print colossal proportions of money beyond what many would consider possible, up to $50 trillion. It's insane. Yet again, in any case, these are obvious names that truly make changes around our continuous scene, especially even high-level assets. Likewise, the best thing that we saw was actually this one from Janet Yellen. Likewise, we have that she urges Congress to pass guideline to give clarity in crypto markets during financial board hearing. Congress should pass guideline to oblige the rule of stable coins and of the spot market for crypto assets that are not assurances. The video, the completion's there. If it's not too much trouble, as and buy in as usual. See you soon, bye.